So, challenging science with art. Firstly, just to say, I'm really proud to be here, and I'm really delighted. I'm also in the middle of an exhibition by the coast in Britain. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to spend too much time today, but I'm really hopefully catch up on recordings. So the first thing, the issues my paintings are addressing, some of the issues, the scientific focus is the dominance of scientism as science is right. Um, Scientists seem to express their language as being certain, and artists are always uncertain and in doubt and mitigating their commentary. So I look to discuss the absurdity of this dominance by revealing those absurdities and incongruities of scientific thought using scientific diagrams alongside common sense and the visionary. And I'll show you what I mean by that. My personal beliefs are in panpsychism. I'm anti-fascist and anti-right-wing as a stance, which means that scientism as a dominant aspect is really goes against my grain. And I hope my paintings also offer the entire scientific community, that includes us here, an ability to meditate on questions on the field of expertise. So first of all, this is scientific idea number one. What constitutes a human being? So this is, I just pick all this stuff up on the internet, and it just says elements. Almost 99% of the mass of the human body is made up of 6 elements. And that's all science seems to know. Obviously, as soon as I said this to a doctor, he said, oh, but there are other. Well, yes, but it's still the same deal. You've got the 6 elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, and that's it. That's who we are. Which is obviously bonkers, because we're an awful lot more than that. So this is the way science describes the atom. You've got circle with a circle and an electron. And again, some of you might say, well, there's a different atomic diagrams, and I don't dispute any of this knowledge. It is incredible knowledge. We have used it to our benefit, obviously to our distress as well as human beings. But it is, and I absorb that into my work. But my atom is full. These are the equivalent atoms, but they're full of life. They're full of energy. They're full of consciousness. And you can see around me, I've put my screenshot as one of the atoms. So this is what they are. I'm currently sitting in calcium. I don't know what that means. Haven't got that far. And basically, these paintings are my theory visualized of how the aura might be seen at an atomic level. So I see the aura. I don't just see it kind of like occasionally, or I've had 1 or 2 experiences. It will happen daily, hourly, day, night, easier in the night, in complete darkness. A lot of mediums say that. And so it just seems logical that if these elements, atoms, become the building blocks, that they're full of energy and consciousness, energetic vitality, that would be present around us as well. So this energy for me is also hyper intelligent. The way, like Laura was talking about this, the entanglement and the quanta, all of that is so massively intelligent. The cellular nature of our body, apparently 20 billion or trillion cells changing daily. I mean, we can hardly even, empty a dishwasher, let alone, So this is my version of the scientific idea of an atom. And taking that further into a periodic table, you've got all of the atoms together, being full of energies and how they work. This is a painting I did, and very proud that this is hanging in Julia Mossbridge's house. She fell in love with it. And what it expresses is the life force, vitality, energetic presence of the aura. And we had an amazing experience between us at the time, because she asked me to choose an element or two of what will bring about, what's one of the most important elements for our future. And honestly, because I'm not a scientist, I actually can't remember, but she will, so you'll have to ask her. And it was highly relevant for space travel. Silica, I think, something like that. It was, yeah, but very random, very rather amazing, and had a correctness about it. This is my periodic table. This is just a drawing that I'd show you that I really love. It's also an old periodic table. And this was the periodic table that I was taught at school. And this, again, is part of the sort of really aggravating paradigm of scientism, where it just says, we are right. I was taught by my chemistry teacher that these are the final number of elements and there are no more. And the periodic table has extended by dozens more elements in the time that I've been alive. I'm now in my 50s. So this makes sense of, like I'm saying, like microscopic to macroscopic. The energetic presence of a person is similar, has connection with, and makes sense of my sight of the aura. This, of course, is Queen Elizabeth II, and oddly, royals often sit within this. It's nothing to do with the atom, but they sit within a kind of a contained space, which is sort of, yeah, holding their power, I think. And you can see the odd shape of her aura is one of a keyhole, which is just, I don't know. I'll have to investigate it further. My second scientific idea that I look to, if you like, argue with, is that of the equal sign. This comes from Wikipedia. The equals sign, or equal sign, also known as the equality sign, so therefore it has a political aspect to it, is the mathematical symbol equals, which is used to indicate equality in some well-defined sense. In an equation, it is placed between two expressions that have the same value, or for which one studies the conditions under which they are the same value. One of the most famous, as we know, is E equals mc squared. But taking that onto a personal level, onto a human level, it becomes ridiculous in my mind. I'm kind of assuming with this, with everyone, that you've got a rough understanding. E is energy, m is matter, constant, squared. I'm assuming means that as you burst matter open, it's double something. My equal signs aren't empty lines. They are full of energetic presence between the two constants, if you like, or the two aspects. And also, I got these two fantastic scientists. The man on the left is Professor Tom McLeish, who sadly passed away. And the man on the right is Professor Marcus de Sautoy, who is a very highly significant Oxford scholar. Tom fully believed in a non-materialistic view of the world, whereas Marcus, absolutely not. He's a pure materialist, believes in scientism. But I got the two of them to hold those paintings up to show you that Tom does not equal Marcus under any circumstances. And therefore, the energy and matter of a human being is entirely mm, far more complex. And that's what I mean by just reasonable logic when you look at this. And of course, well, not of course, but I'm now investigating the notion of vitalism. And in the notion of vitalism, there's not just one type of energy, which is what Einstein posited. There are energies, many multifarious groupings of energies, which again, I feel the scientific community should acknowledge. And the scientific idea number 3 is that of measurement itself. I'm not arguing with the fact that these things are amazing values in our lives. They are incredible. The development and the invention of measurement, incredible, and has transformed us into being the modern people that we are today. But when you come to measuring energetic presence, it becomes a useless guide. And in this series, I did a series of 8 paintings. It was related to the SMN event called Mystics and Scientists. Actually, when I asked to show this this series at an event, I think it got cancelled because of the pandemic. And actually, they asked me to take out Aleister Crowley. And I have another one of Hildegard of Bingen, because he's considered a bit worrying as a character still. But the point here is of measuring energetic presence, which you just can't do. How can you measure the energetic presence of a character like Aleister Crowley? It's impossible from this point of view, or in fact, even Einstein himself. It becomes ridiculous. The influence, the memory, the depth of inspiration, the further knowledge. And now we're talking about in future time coming back into the present. How can that be quantified? It can't with a measuring tape. And that's the important detail, to find another way, another formation. And my way is through artistic practice. So that is the end of my talk. I will just put my final, my contact details. All of these paintings are on my website, degard.org. My email is news@degard.org. My phone number 07717644844, and I'm in the UK. And yeah, that's it. And all the paintings are available to purchase, just a quick. And I give massive discounts to all wonderful people, because I just love having my work in your homes. That's the most important aspect to me. And thereby I'll stop sharing. Thank you.